Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I know I've not done a video for a bit, but there hasn't really been much that I could do a decent video about. You know, we've had the thing that Salah stayed, and it was always 50-50 if they came back and offered a decent amount of money that I thought Liverpool would probably, you know, accept it and he'd be on his way type thing. And then we've had the rumours about Mike Edwards and Ward coming back. Now, Edwards has set up his own company, which with Ian Graham, which I think is pretty decent. The only thing I think is a little bit sus is the fact that he turned around and said that he could be working with multiple clubs. Now, you know, is there a... what is the word I'm looking for, the phrase I'm looking for here? I can't think of it right now, mine's gone blank. But basically, like, say for instance, if he gets paid money by Chelsea and Liverpool, for instance, would he recommend players to Liverpool if Chelsea were paying him more? Is he going to do that, or whatever, vice versa? Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't remember what the phrase is now. It's gone now. Someone will put it in the comments below. I've no doubt. I can't remember what it is. It's on the tip of my tongue. But you know what I'm trying to say. It just looks a bit suspicious to me. Does that? Maybe they do like a contract with one Premier League club and a contract with a French club or a Championship club, whatever. So there's no of that phrase. Oh my days, I can't believe I can't even think of what that phrase is. Jeez, that's going to do my head in now. All the way through this video, I can't remember what it is. But you'll know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, we had this article as well that came out the other day from James Pearce about Tsimikas. Now, I can't find this article anymore in The Athletic. I've got The Athletic loaded up now. I'm on James Pearce's section, and it's not there. But basically, he put an article out maybe 3 days ago saying that Liverpool were looking to extend Tsimikas' deal till 2027. Now, that's gone now. I don't know how much longer Tsimikas has on his contract as is. Let's have a quick look, actually, see if I can find it. Let's have a look. He's 27 years of age. And his contract... Alright, okay, so he's got 2 years left on his deal. So they're looking to extend it by a further 2 years, basically. I always thought that he was potentially up for sale this year, just because of the fact that he's not really going to fit into that new position that Liverpool are playing nowadays. And Robbo's kind of struggling there as well. So I thought he could have potentially been sold this year. But looks like they're trying to extend him. Is that to keep safe his value on the transfer market, so they get more for the money if they want to sell him? I don't know, but that is the thing that I was kind of thinking at the time. But let's get to the main article that I've done this video about. So Andy Jones and Mark Carey at The Athletic have done an article that's titled Liverpool's options to replace Mo Salah, Mbappe, Saka, Bowen, Elise and Kubo. I've had a quick look at this. Not really gone in depth. We won't be going very much in depth, but they've broke it down into like different paragraphs. Now I'm going to read names out and a little bit about each player in these paragraphs, and I'd like you guys to say which player out of that paragraph you think is most likely that Liverpool get. Not the one that you want, right, but the one you think's most likely that Liverpool get per paragraph. And then at the end, I'll give you my opinion on which player I think Liverpool are most likely going to go and get to replace Salah if he was to go. Now, the first paragraph is the Galactico. So it's like when you lose a star player, the natural instinct is to replace them with another. So you start big. Let's look no further than Kylian Mbappe, the French striker who is set to be a free agent next summer, would come as close to affordable as he has ever been for Liverpool after years of rumoured interest. The 24-year-old is one of the best players in the world, with no transfer fee required. The money generated from the Salah deal could be put towards the mega salary required and additional costs, such as a signing on / agent fees. Whatever those salary demands are, they would be replacing the highest earner with another. He would want to play Liverpool's central striker role, so that would, you know, replace Gakpo, Jota, Nunez. So somebody would still need to be signed as a right winger, but well, you would find a way that given this is Mbappe we're talking about. Now, I think Mbappe is pretty much nailed on joining Madrid. I think he's already probably got a contract signed up with Madrid already to join them next summer. So I think this is a no-starter before you even get going there, guys. The next one is Saka at Arsenal, who profiles perfectly. The left-sided right winger has grown into one of the best attackers in the Premier League, and he's only 22. Last season he scored 14 goals and provided 11 assists, and is only going to get better. Any transfer fee would have to be at least the equivalent of the money quoted for Salah, if not more, as Saka penned a 4-year deal in May and is nearly 10 years younger than Salah. Saka himself, Saka, that'd be a good little replacement, wouldn't it? Saka himself would also have to be convinced to move away from his boyhood club. Key to that would be Liverpool's trajectory projecting higher than Arsenal. So basically, if we're winning titles, Champions Leagues, whatever, as long as we can offer something more than what Arsenal can offer, then we potentially have a chance there. Saka was linked with Liverpool a few years ago now, back when his contract was running out, and Klopp is a big admirer of Saka. However, again, it's going to be an expensive move, and I can't see that one happening whatsoever. The next one in this list is the player from Napoli, whose name I cannot pronounce. It's the Georgian winner. You know who I'm on about. He played against Liverpool last year, absolutely demolished us when they beat us 4-1. And it goes on to say here, the 22-year-old Georgian international has 12 goals and 13 assists that helped Napoli win the Serie A title last year. He's got skillful feet, dynamic speed and youthful exuberance. He quickly established himself as a £100 million player. He'd be someone I'd be definitely looking at to replace him, Mo Salah. And then the other one that they've got on this is another right-footed left winger. The 23-year-old has obvious star quality and a game changer, proven on the biggest stage. He would be crucial in maintaining Liverpool's attack as one of the best in Europe, and this player is Vinicius Junior. The chances of Real Madrid, however, parting with him are very remote, judging by the fact they are also going to sign Kylian Mbappe, giving them probably one of the best strike forces in Europe, if not, like, obviously the world. I can't see that one happening. So that's the end of the Galactico paragraph, guys. So out of all of them on there, you've got Mbappe, nah. Saka, not really. Vinicius Junior, no. I'd say it's the lad from Napoli, whose name I can't pronounce, who is most likely out of them players to come. It'd probably be the most cheapest as well, though Napoli are known to be very hard to negotiate with. So unless this kid's got some sort of release clause in his contract, there could be a bit of a hard debate going on, in a negotiation with Napoli to get him signed. But out of them four, he's probably the most likely to come if we were to go and get a Galactico. Now, the next one's is Premier League ready replacements, and they start this one off with Jared Bowen, who within a far less possession dominant side, Bowen is among the top 20 by his metric for attacking carries, putting him above the likes of Antony, Grealish and Sterling. Whether it is driving to the byline to create for others or dropping the shoulder to get a shot off, Bowen has a similar desire for providing end product once he gets going. Now, Bowen is a player that Liverpool have scouted a lot. He was very heavily linked last summer, I think. He probably is one to watch. He probably is potentially very high on that list, especially if he keeps on going. He helped West Ham get to that final and win the final in the Conference League last year in Europe. I think he's breaking through on the English side of things now. It would obviously help with the homegrown quota as well at the club. So that one's probably definitely a long-term admiration of a player that Liverpool have had. So I probably would keep an eye on this one. The next one in the same bracket is Michael Olise, who just edges Bowen with attacking carries at 42. The 21-year-old had his best season in a Palace shirt, becoming their first player to ever record 10 or more assists in a single Premier League campaign, with only Salah, Trossard and De Bruyne providing more last year. So he was the fourth highest assist provider in the Premier League last year. While he might not yet possess the eye for goal that the elite wide forwards have, Elise's pace, power and close control and an eye for a pass are why he has caught the attention of many Premier League clubs this summer, including Chelsea, who tried to sign him in August. I think they had the deal agreed, didn't they? And then he just turned it down and stayed at Palace and signed that new contract. Man City are also said to be have a be looking at him as well. Elise is currently out till October with a hamstring tear and signed a new contract in August, which I've just mentioned. Not possessing the goal-scoring instinct would potentially require Liverpool to change their attacking approach, so the other forward options may need to take on more responsibility. I'm not going to lie, guys, I've not really seen much of this kid. I don't really watch Crystal Palace, so I've only ever seen him play when he plays against Liverpool. His stats, though, for last year are very, very good, and he's young as well, and he would probably go towards that homegrown quarter. So again, him and Bowen are probably so far out of the names I've left, the ones that I see Liverpool signing most likely, even compared to the ones above. Bowen and Elise just, they seem like a very much a FSG Liverpool signing, if you get what I mean. Next up is the reinvention of Leroy Sané as a left-footed right winger, would represent another interesting option. He is older than the others suggested at 27, so may not yet represent the same long-term potential or resale value, but his Premier League quality cannot be disputed. Not for me, guys. He didn't cut it last time in Prem, so we don't bring him back and give him another shot. Now they're saying the player who fits the profile most similar to Salah in the Premier League right now is Moussa Diaby, who's just signed for Aston Villa. After moving to the Premier League this summer, he has made a positive start to life in England, scoring 2 goals, 1 assist in 4 league games. His pace and goal-scoring instinct have stood out, but it is still early days for him to start at his new club. Again, he's only just joined, guys, so that's going to be a high deal, isn't it? He'd probably be third choice for me. The other two, neck and neck in this one. So far for me, it's Bowen and Elise that... Not the ones, again, that I want, but just what I think that they would go and do. If I had to pick one that I most likely wanted out of the names so far, it would probably be the Napoli kid still. But, it is what it is. So the last paragraph I've got here is the next Salah. So this is a player who's going to be very similar to what Salah was when we signed him. Ready to hit the big stage, ready to break through. He's literally on the tip of taking that next step, right? And I think they've got 2 players here. And the first one they go on about is this. If Liverpool's recruitment staff are shifting through the profile of a Salah replacement, then the following traits must be crucial. A young, left-footed, versatile forward with European experience who can burst forward at pace and has end product. Real Sociedad's Kubo simply has to be on that list. The 22-year-old already has plenty of experience under his belt with the loan moves to Malaga, Getafe, Villarreal before being sold to Real Sociedad from Real Madrid last summer, having been schooled at Barcelona's La Masia as a teenager. Stylistically, the Japanese forward likes to run at his man a lot. Based on the aforementioned attacking carries, only Real Madrid's Vinicius Jr., Yannick Carrasco and Athletic Bilbao's Nico Williams logged more attacking carries than Kubo's 47 in La Liga last season. Most notably, these carries are heavily geared towards a shot-ending carry, with 68% of his total attacking carries ending with a strike on goal. So basically, 68% of the time of this lad running forward with the ball ends with him having a shot at goal. But he is no one-dimensional speed demon. Kubo has versatility too. He is able to operate on either flank and also forged a strong relationship with the Norway's Alexander Sorloth in the formation at Sociedad. The forward is starting to add goals to his game, 9 and 7 respectively last season, and he has already bagged 3 goals and 1 assist this term. Having been sold to Sociedad last summer, Real Madrid inserted a buyback clause, so it would be a delicate situation, but he is surely one to monitor. Now, this kid seems to be one that we should be keeping an eye on, guys. I think, like I said there, his stats last year were not so good, but already starting this season, he's already scored like a third of the goals he scored the whole of last year. He's already got that 1 assist. He's 22 years of age. He's versatile. He likes to get forward. Half the time he likes to have a shot anyway. That one does sound like it could be like the next Salah, guys, like in all fairness. We'd have to obviously wait and see how he performs for the rest of this season, but that does sound like a very much FSG signing. And I think as well, like, isn't he Japanese as well? I'll have to find that out now, actually. I don't know where he's from. You would think he was anyway, wouldn't he? Or something, or maybe Korea or something. Is it Korea? Yeah, it's Japanese. So, again, we've got Endo, so he would have someone help him to settle in. We'd also, the shirt sales that would probably generate as well over in that side of the world. It'd pay for itself, this transfer, in all fairness, guys. I sound like a bloody top red here, talking about this lad. Bloody hell. But yeah, I find that exciting, guys, to read about that. Like, I've always been saying this whole transfer window, I don't want us to go and spend millions and millions of pounds on the big players. I'd rather us we go sign the next Gini Wijnaldum, the next Andy Robertson, someone we get that doesn't cost half as much, but we can turn them into, the thing that Klopp does, he polishes these rough diamonds and they become these absolute gems, doesn't he? And that's what we need to do next. Salah and Mane were not the end product when we signed them, and then when we got them, Salah has become probably one of the best players Liverpool's ever had, and Mane at the time was unstoppable when he first signed. So we need to get back to doing that again. Now, the last player that they've touched on this article is another stylistic fit would be PSV's Johan Babayako, who was widely linked with top clubs this summer, including Liverpool. The 20-year-old opted to stay in Holland despite Brentford's £34 million bid being accepted in the closing stages of the window. Bakayoko is a keen, powerful dribbler, attempting 5 take-ons per 90 minutes, which was in the top 20% for the Eredivisie attacking midfielders and wingers. His success rate of 59% was among the best too. His high volume carrying and dribbling is a key method for him to advance the ball for his team, comfortably higher than his passing or ability to receiving the ball in high areas. The reservation of a Bakayoko would be his lack of senior football. Liverpool prefer their players to have over 100 first-team senior appearances across club and international level, and this player only has 29 league appearances for PSV after bursting onto the scene last season, and has 45 in all competitions. So he would probably, obviously, just even by this article, that he comes below Kubo. And just the way this article's formatted, the next Salah, according to data, this article's probably pushing that Kubo kid as well, more than the other lads. And he's up there with me. He's that Kubo kid. Bowen, Elise, Kubo. I'll probably say Kubo is probably above Bowen. Probably neck and neck with Elise, just due to age, really. And then, what else have they got here? And then basically they don't go and touch on any more players. They just say that, Liverpool in 2018 sold Coutinho for 142 million and didn't go out and buy an out-and-out replacement. They invested that into other positions of the squad. Now, this is something that I've mentioned in a previous video, where back then we went and signed Van Dijk and Alisson for 135 million. Now, do Liverpool do that again? Do we go and get another centre-back? Van Dijk is coming towards the time where he's not really showing that quality anymore. Do we go sign the next Van Dijk? Do we go sign another goalkeeper to come in and potentially compete with Alisson? Alisson, for me, still the best goalkeeper in the world, 100%. But he is getting on in age. We do need to start thinking about the next stage of who's going to be the new centre-back partnership, who's going to be the new goalkeeper. We're all right at right back and left back at the moment. Midfield, we've kind of sorted out. We still need the number 6 coming in. Forward line's pretty much nailed on. Apart from that Salah position, we need somebody else to come in there. So for me, if we don't go and sign an out-and-out replacement, or say, for instance, we went and signed a Bowen or Elise or a Kubo or whatever, someone a bit cheaper to play in Salah's position, the majority of the rest of the money, I'd go out and get a new centre-back and probably a new goalkeeper that's going to come in and be the new number 1 and the new starting general at the back in the centre-back position for me. But overall, guys, out of the players listed, if I had to pick one of them who's most likely going to be on Liverpool's list, not who I want to come to Liverpool, but who's most likely going to be on that Liverpool list, I'm looking at probably Elise or Kubo. I can't pick between the two guys. I really can't pick between the two. Anyway, this has been quite a long video, this. If you're still here, let me know down below who you would pick off this whole list. Not, well, yes, let's do it both ways. Who would you pick, right? Out of all them, who would you want? And secondly, who do you think Liverpool's most likely going to get, guys? Right? Let me know in the comments down below, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.